What is a Cecilia? In Genshin Impact, the world of Teyvat is a fictional world. But because the worlds within video games are based on our own, many of the plants are based on real-world examples. The first flower I wanted to talk about is the Cecilia. Early in the game, you're sent on a quest to pick Cecilia flowers from Star Snatch Cliff, as Cecilias only grow on mountaintops. While I didn't think much of a video game referencing a particular growing climate at the time, when I was watching The Sound of Music, I had a light bulb moment. If you're not familiar with The Sound of Music, there's a song featuring a wildflower, the Edelweiss, which also only grows on mountaintops. Is the Cecilia meant to be an Edelweiss? Let's take a look. Upon looking up the Edelweiss, I felt the answer was no. The Edelweiss's flower is actually made up of its leaves, similar to a poinsettia. However, it seems both the Cecilia and the Edelweiss grow in similar conditions, as the Edelweiss grows only at high altitudes. Also, both were also rare, as the Edelweiss was once endangered due to be sold as souvenirs. Perhaps Venti, who wears a Cecilia in his cap, should save some Cecilias for preservation. Speaking of Venti, although he wouldn't tell us his definition of a wind bloom or the official flower for Ludi harpastum, he sure does seem to favor the Cecilia, wearing it on his outfit and also using it to cook his signature dish, a buoyant breeze. If the Cecilia is an edible flower, it points to the daylily, which is a popular ingredient in Asian cuisine, and all parts of the plant are edible, with the flower being the most preferred part. However, daylilies and lilies are highly poisonous to cats. If you play Venti's story quest, you'll find out that Venti is extremely allergic to cats. Cats can somehow sense that lilies are poisonous, so maybe Venti wears a Cecilia on his cap as a cat deterrent. Now, going off looks alone, the daylily seems to be the closest flower to the fictional Cecilia, both having 6 large pointed petals. Actually, the bottom 3 are sepals, but let's not get too technical just yet. It has a long stem and grass-like leaves. I'm also familiar with daylilies because I grow them in my own backyard. Here's Chi-Chi in orange. Of course, the Cecilia is white. So are there white daylilies? The short answer is yes. After a search, I found that white lilies look very similar to the Cecilia, specifically the Casablanca lily. White Casablanca lilies are an Asiatic lily with dark anthers where the pollen is stored. They also have a slight green to the backside of the petals towards the center. These are actually true lilies in the Lilium family, as daylilies belong to another genus. However, the flowers are extremely similar in appearance, although one lasts for one day with grass-like leaves, and the lily has multiple flowers open at the same time and leaves up the stems. More so, after doing research on the lily, another white lily showed up, the Madonna lily. In medieval times, lilies were used as a symbol of purity and often used in Catholic churches. In Genshin Impact, Mondstadt features a large cathedral reminiscent of Roman Catholic cathedral styles. Another symbol for the lily is from the Victorian era, where lilies would have been a common funeral flower, used for their fragrance to mask the smell of death, as bodies would have remained in homes before taken to the funeral and buried. Another strange saying about lilies is that they grow on the graves of the innocent or wrongly accused. On a more positive note, the lily has become a popular wedding flower and is a symbol of forever love or 100 years of love. In Mondstadt, Star Snatch Cliff is a popular place for couples, and at a certain time, you can find Marla and Marvin on the cliff. Marvin tells Marla that his love will last for 10,000 years. Overall, the Cecilia seems to be a Frankenstein flower with the form of the daylily and lily and the story of the Edelweiss. So if you're wanting a Cecilia, you might just be able to find white lilies or daylilies at your local florist, or consider growing some daylilies in your own backyard. Now that we've covered the mystery of the Cecilia, please comment below on what flower you'd like me to cover next. Be sure to like and subscribe for future videos, and good luck on your next pulls. Also, check out my shop, Peppermint Rose Shop, on Etsy for Genshin Impact fan art. See you next time!